The North London Derby, at least the first one of 2019, is done, and unfortunately the game ended 2-2. I did call this that it would be a tough game, but I think we had so many chances. Here are my thoughts on what I thought about the North London Derby and who were the best players. So North London Derby, Arsenal 2, Tottenham 2. This is a game that, you know what, overall, I think maybe on the balance of things, when you're looking at the bigger picture, this is probably a fair result. I mean, again, it's just silly mistakes by either our defenders or our midfield players, and it's just, if we could iron those out, like, we could have probably edged this one 2-1 or 2-0. So it's one of those situations where I'm actually really frustrated, but I'm also proud of certain players that played here today. So, I mean, let me talk about the players who have done well and the players who didn't do well. Starting from the ones that didn't do well, because I cannot believe it. First off, Granit Xhaka. What the hell? Granit Xhaka made at least about 6 fouls in this game before he even got yellow carded. And I think he got yellow carded in like the 89th minute. Granit Xhaka, for me, is not suitable to be a sitting midfielder. So many times in that first half, that Tottenham midfield just ran through him. And I mean, he got exposed every single time. And it's not like this is the first game that we're seeing Granit Xhaka get exposed. We've seen Granit Xhaka get exposed last season, the season before under Wenger, and the season before that. Now, don't get me wrong, Granit Xhaka does have unique qualities about him. We all know he can hit them from distance. And you know what, his passing a lot of the time is pretty good. But in this game, I mean, some of the fouls that he was just creating, I was like, why? Like, what is your problem? But the game's done. I think going forward, Emery, can we not start with Granit Xhaka? Can we not? Like, really, it's unacceptable. Second of all, someone I want to have a bit of a moan at, not as bad as Granit, but I do want to have a bit of a moan. Bernd Leno, in the first half, the 2 shots that Tottenham had, well, they had 2 shots. One, they managed to score from. Leno parries the ball that way, right? I get that. But it was a situation where he parried it straight into Christian Eriksen, who scored the goal. And I'm like, come on, bro, like, no. Like, come on, Leno, you could do better than this. And you know what, to be fair to him, in the second half, he did a lot better. If it wasn't for Bernd Leno in this game could have been a Tottenham win quite easily. So, you know what, I do appreciate Bernd Leno, but, you know, those little things you got to kind of iron out. Another person I want to have a real kind of gripe with is Socrates. Again, not as bad as Granit Xhaka, but for me, what, like, your consistent fouls, not being in position, him and David Luiz just coming out of position too many times. It was really, really annoying, really frustrating. We've got a Tottenham midfield and attack bearing on us, and him and David Luiz are all over the place. Like, I get it, you want to get that first goal, but it wasn't until after halftime, until the game really changed, where it looked to be a little bit more in Arsenal's favour, where the players were actually either following Unai Emery's plan, not being too rash, and just concentrating. So that's one of those things that, even for Socrates, I will say in the second half, he was a lot better. Little few cagey moments, but overall, a hell of a lot better. Now, to the players of the game, and I want to say that there was about four. And no, Pepe is not in this one. I will say this is a Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I thought he had a really good game. Again, scored a goal. Alexander Lacazette, like in the first half, gave us the opportunity where we were able to feel that, you know what, before halftime, got a goal back. We still 1 goal down. He gave us that opportunity, and that's what you gotta like about Lacazette. I am a fan of his, but I do prefer Aubameyang. But overall, Lacazette, brilliant. What a player. Thirdly, Matteo Guendouzi. Whoa. Now, I know that you guys are just seeing this video, but if you get the opportunity to see the pass that Guendouzi, literally, he was about maybe 30 yards out. It looked like he was gonna cross the ball to the wings, and then he just crossed it over the Tottenham defense, past, like, I think it was past Vertonghen, where all Aubameyang had to do was tap it in. It was great awareness from Aubameyang to spot it, but the vision that Matteo Guendouzi put on in this game, fantastic. I mean, absolutely brilliant. I mean, this for me was probably the best game that I've seen him play in so far. I mean, one of the things that Charles Watts online, a journalist, football journalist, was saying that he does get some stick from some Arsenal fans. I'm probably one of them, mainly just because Guendouzi needs to have more assists, more goals, and that's the only thing that'll change my mind about him. And today, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. For me, playing in central midfield, if he could just get about 4 to 5 goals or assists this season, oh, brilliant. He'd be fantastic for Arsenal, and I would be absolutely happy with him. So great game by Matteo Guendouzi. And then finally, the guy that for me helped to change this game and bring us another edge is Dani Ceballos. It was one of those games where, you know, he didn't play against Liverpool. Everybody knew it was probably the intensity that Liverpool were going to bring in the squad that was going to cause him to, like, that wasn't going to be a good game for him. But against Tottenham, he didn't start, but came up off the bench and was an instant impact. And like, wow, again, like, I was right here at home in my bedroom saying, oh, Dani Ceballos, oh, Dani Ceballos. I mean, like, Dani Ceballos, what a talented player. He was trying to shoot from distance. He was creating chances. I really like his energy. I really do. And I hope that, you know, Real Madrid might look at him and be like, you know what, either we'll loan you out to Arsenal again for another season, or we might sell you. Either way, Dani Ceballos is a real class player, and we're so lucky to have him in the squad this season. But for me, those are kind of like my 4 best players that played today. Unfortunately, ended in a draw again, but you know, one thing I will say right now is that, again, we are showing, you know, we've only had 1 loss this season. This is a game that was, for me, a must not lose side for both sides. And I think both sides will at least be content with how the game ended. So again, where we are right now in the table, if I could go up and see real quick, where are we? We are now 5th in the table. Our goal difference, we do need to work out on. I mean, we're on a 0 goal difference. Right now, Palace are above us with a 0.1 goal difference. That says that Leicester are above us. Obviously, Man City are in 2nd right now, and Liverpool are 4th. Liverpool are 1st in the league. But guys, let me know what your thoughts on who you thought was our kind of standout players. For me, those 4, the big 4, you know, like what they say in basketball, the big 4 of Lacazette, Aubameyang, Ceballos, and Guendouzi, for me, were just absolutely stellar performances by them today. For me, and when I mean stellar performances, I mean players that stood out. By the end of the game, you'd be like, oh, I remember what that player did. I thought players like other players like Lucas Torreira, you know, they were good. I thought Maitland-Niles did a decent job. I thought Kolasinac did a decent job today, but those 4 for me stood out. Let me know your comments below on what you thought on the game. Really kind of looking to get a discussion going. I'm so hyped, looking forward to seeing for the next game, and I will see you again next time. Peace.